Hey there team, and welcome to what I think is going to be my final battle of 0.97. It'll be this one, or it will be the Arnorian Civil War battle. But as I mentioned in one of my previous battles, I think this might be my favourite 3v3 that I've done. It really was a lot of fun. So I'm playing as Mirkwood, which is my favourite elven faction. You've generally got a lot more numbers to play with than a lot of the other elves do, and damn good archers to boot. Generally though, not great armour, which is something I really appreciate, but some armour all around, and you've got these nice beefy shields. So yeah, anyway, up front, let's give me some time to organise actually, because I do want to talk about my formation a bit. Critch on my left here again, so we've got wargs. Playing as Isengard, of course. He's got his Uruk-hai infantry, berserkers, Uruk-hai infantry, pike line again, crossbows, berserkers, armor upgrades for the books. Nope, no armor upgrades for the berserkers. Clansmen, actually, lucky enough to grab themselves a helmet today, so that's nice for them. Baneguard, the trolls, and some more Baneguard. And the champions, the white hand. Yeah, so Critch was really saying that something that he was loving about Isengard when he was playing it a lot was just the access to AP. There's a lot of it, you know, from off the Berserkers and the Baneguard, so, and the Isengard Ballista he's taken today too. Okay, fearsome. In front, I've got my Woodland Realm Patrol, backed up by some Hiriek, and then some Hiri Peng. I try this sometimes. I have like a lower quality archer right at the front, and then a spear line to protect them, but then behind them I've got some higher quality archers. And it really is just something you can do with the elven factions, because you can go a bit deeper into your archers, because you know that at the end of the day, your infantry is going to be able to, well, your archers are going to be able to go toe to toe with a lot of enemy infantry, so you don't have to worry that your archers are taking up half of your army. Hiri behind them, Wardens of Ammon Lac, so even more archers, and the Elders of the Elven King too, with my general. So I think overall I've got, what, 6 archer units, Hiri lying there, and the Elven King Palace Guard, of course, and no armor upgrades for anybody. I actually prefer the look of the Elven King Palace Guard without the armor upgrade. It's a bit strange, but hey. Ents in there, and Sindar. So it's pretty dandy. And then on my right I've got UU. Okay, I wasn't too sure if it was Siddles or UU, but once again, so we're all in a TeamSpeak channel together, so we're going to be able to get some good coordination. So we do have the alliance of Erebor and Mirkwood, but just Isengard is thrown in there too. So he's got his Ironfoot pikes, axe throwers, Axe Guard of Erebor, and more Axe Guard, Dragon Slayers there, crossbow line, Blacklock Engineers, Sons of Durin, Legionnaires, Halberdiers, and Obsidian Guard over on the side. Where has he got his general? I didn't see. We'll be on the lookout for that. Oh, there in the Dragon Slayers. So not really an excessive amount of elites from Erebor, which Erebor really can bring, to be honest. Khazad-dûm can do it too. It's one of the things that really a lot of people find quite tricky about facing off against the Dwarves, just the amount of elite infantry units they can take. So our initial plan here was I was going to hug up next to Critch, because we're really are quite good at working together, and the Dwarves can generally survive not too bad on their own. So UU's job right now is just to hold, just to protect himself, and stand his ground as long as he can. He's facing off against Rhun though, played by Rasmus, so Rhun is definitely an anti-dwarven faction, I feel, just because of the amount of AP these flag rim. I've had some people disagree with me on that though, and it makes sense that there's a lot of runic units, you know, like the flag rim, that even with their AP, they kind of lack the real damaging and skill to go toe-to-toe with dwarves. But anyway, got the Dragon Knights, Flag Rim, Shadow Bows there, opening fire, Scion Rim, Gamp Rim Battle Line, Eastron Warriors, the dreaded Dragon's Breath. This is, of course, 0.97. This is pre-cost increase for the Dragon's Breath, so we're always going to be seeing that in 0.97, but things have changed, supposedly. Narem, Dragon's Wrath crossbows, once again. This is before they are body piercing. This is back in the olden days, but in an open field they should still be able to fire not too bad. Dragon's Wrath Warlords there, Camel's Chosen, and that that's that. I think I'm going to sneeze. I'm hoping not to, but hey, Wayne Rider's in the back too. His first ally is Lindon. Nice, so I've got some elves versus elves. But we saw, actually, was it a Mirkwood fight? It was, yeah. No, it was Lothlorien, damn it. It was Lindon versus Lothlorien that I had on Pelennor Fields. But still, Lindon is not great up against a lot of archer fire, and I've brought a lot of archers. But to counter that, he seems to have a fairly hefty cavalry force with his Mithlond Lancers, Horse Lords of Ilmo, and more Mithlond Lancers. So my Sindar are going to have their work cut out for them. The Noldoran Blade Masters, who caused so much trouble for us in the last battle too. Mithlond Sword Masters there. For Lindon Marines, Noldoran Guard, double. For Lindon Archers, Harlenden Guard and Harlenden Guard. So, and then a nice Harlenden Infantry mixed up with some Harlenden Pikes. Yeah, all the way along the line. So that is not a fun front line that I want to be facing. And he's not gone too heavy into his archers. He knows that he can't really win the archer duel against Mirkwood, but he needs something just to contest me for a little bit. To his right, though, Hulupuru has brought Lothlorien, probably the only faction that can deal with Mirkwood in the archer game. So he's got his Lorenan archers, more Lorenan archers, Lorenan spears, Blades of the Wood, Kindred of Celeborn, Lorenan warriors, Watchers of the Golden Wood, Elder Council, Swordmasters, spears, and more Lorenan spears. And, yeah, Lorenan warriors there with their big, sorry, they must be hidden. Where are these Lorenan warriors that I was spotting? Huh. Nope. Oh well, they're somewhere. So, yeah, there'll be something interesting that I'll touch on in terms of the Elder Council later on. But it's nice we've got a Lothlorien versus Isengard battle going on here, so that's cool to see. So we have a super weapon in the form of the Isengard Ballista over on our side, but the super weapon of the Dragon's Breath Cannon is arguably a little bit better. So the heavy armor of the Dwarves is going to be able to shrug off this Narem fire without too much issue. The pikes are going to have a bit of trouble with that, but definitely these shielded boys are going to be doing a fair bit better. The Axe Guard, of course, the Axe Throwers, sorry, having their shields, they really could do with leading that charge, but I think Yu was just wanting to get all in right off the bat, because his enemy really does have the ranged power in the form of that Dragon's Breath Cannon. Anything special going on? No, it does just seem like it's a mad rush. But yeah, really could do with some of these shielded men leading the charge instead of the halberdiers, but hey, accidents happen. He's going to be aided by the Mithlond Lancers off next, so I need to get my Sindar over there, wherever they may be. Yep, there they are. Good. Whenever you see your opponent, if you are wanting to be passive, which I kind of am wanting to be right now, I'm wanting to see what Lindon's going to do. If you see your enemy that you're facing off against supporting their ally with cavalry or with some elite units or something like that, you need to do the same. You can't just allow them to do that and be like, alright, well, that's my ally's problem. No. So I'm grabbing my stuff and moving on over to support Critch, who has already started to rattle shots off with his ballista. I don't know what he's going for right now, but to be honest, any elf is a good target. Ah, right, okay, it happens right away. This is something that was called out in, was it a scout battle? I think it was one of Scout's battles. In the comments, Elder Council, the name Elder Council, does present themselves as like an elite unit. You know, elders of the Elven King and everything like that. It does make you think, oh, they must be really, really good. So that is why Critch is targeting them with his ballista right now, which, hey, dude, as I say, a dead elf is great. But really could be some better targets here, like the Watchers. This is why it's really important to get a feel for every army, even if you have no intention of playing them. It's a good idea just to know what units are important and which aren't. Sindar here, trying to grab the Mithlond Lancers, but all I'm really doing is getting my poor Sindar covered in javelins there. But whenever I am catching them, I'm killing heaps of them. I actually got some bows of Emendur, which is kind of out of character for me to bring horse archers, but I'm really glad I brought them here today, because I'm shooting down those Mithlond Lancers. Yu has made contact now with his elite units, and all along the line, really. Let's zoom on and see how that battle line looks. It's pretty messy, but as the Dwarves will do... Oh my god, wow. There's a lot of blood flying. Actually, that might just be the red capes. Hard to say. Let's grab some stuff like that. That looks pretty nice. Good. all those are good. I like to do the screenshot nice and early just so that I don't have to think about it. I can just focus on doing the battle. But, wow, that's, yeah, get minced by the shadow bows. That's some good use of the shadow bows there by Rasmus. But the heavy armor off the dwarves is going to be able to resist it. Remember, there was a Moria fight recently, and somebody was commenting that, you know, rangers just often seem like a waste of money when you're up against the dwarves. And I can see why people would think that. So much Narem fire, but it's coming right into the Erebor Legionnaires, who can just shrug off that sort of stuff, even as damaging as the Narem are. The axe throwers rattling off too, and these knights, although they're charging, maybe coming in pretty hot, it's clearly gotten a bit too much with the micro for Rasmus, and he's not able to cycle them in and out all that much. Horse Lords of Ulmo, catching up with my bows of Emenduir, but my Sindar are coming up to them, and this is really the battle that I want. If I could just kill off most of his horse lords with my Sindar, then I'm happy with that. You know, I never really rely too much on my cavalry. My cavalry is really there to delete the enemy cavalry. That's all I care about. So, Critch's crossbowmen and his wargs actually, did they get off a good charge? I don't know if they reached them or not, but a lot of dead Lornan archers here from the Isengard crossbows. Very heavy damage and armor piercing those crossbows, of course, even if the Lornan archers have the ranged power to, well, the extra range and so on, and heavy damage elven arrows. Shooting these wargs in the back, really need to be getting those guys running. But it looks like Critch has run out of patience. He's going to be advancing. Need to be careful about these pikes, though, because they are the perfect target for the Lornan. You can just see the fire. It's a very foggy battle, but you can just see the fire over there. Sorry, mist. Fog comes from the sea, mist comes from the land. So, axe throwers here getting shot, but as I say, they've got a shield. They can tank that stuff. They're not too worried. And this is really where just the power of the dwarves comes through. Even as chaotic as this has been, the individual quality, the individual armor of the dwarves has seen them through. Even with these charges coming into their backs, they just don't care. They're just shunting their way on in a very brutal fashion. But sorry, not Critch. UU is running low on dwarves. Now, what are we at actually? 20 for 16. So we are ahead. Actually, no, we're down. We're definitely down. And a lot of what we've lost are these dwarves. So my Sindar are coming in and out for another quick charge. A few of my bows have been lost there. Actually, how many bows have I got left? One. This one man, he's down now. So that's a shame. That's all my bows done. I think they got through most of their ammunition, but they definitely still had some of it. Getting a little bit of assistance from the Ironfoot crossbows, which is great. Because as I say, I just want to kill off as many of these horse lords as I can. Only got 4 Sindar left though, so kind of struggling. So any aid from the crossbows I can get is very nice. I think he just wants to delete my Sindar. And he might be focusing on something else too. I've advanced forward. Wow, you can see how tight my formation is here. Like, I really do like to deploy in a very sort of compact way. Which is proved against me in the past, but it's the way I like to do it. Good stuff. Cutting down the runic general with that big great axe is always nice. Still got some ammunition from that ballista. As I say, we've got no real desire to rush forward right now. When we've got the ballista, we want to be killing some of these guys off. What are we burning down? Yeah, still burning down the Elder Council. So I should have been spotting that. It wasn't until like toward the end of the battle that I was asking Critch like what he was shooting at, or I think Critch might have actually just said to me like, oh yeah, so I've killed like half his Elder Council. I was like, that's great, but you shoot the Watchers, shoot the Watchers or shoot the Kindred. That's really what we want dead. But yeah, even just a nice blast through the blades of the wood, to be honest, I'd be happy with that. So much fire. I really like that. Just how menacing it looks through the fog. Just all of these arrows from the Narem are quite aesthetic. Whoa! That's a big unit, Sapphire Bladesmen. Like 36 of them just to be routing off like that. That's unfortunate for them. I would have thought they could have stood a bit longer. But no, great guys to be fighting off against dwarves, but that's them really busted. I don't think they're coming back. Flagrim here have been standing, but this is really just showing the resilience of the dwarves. And as I say, those Narem, I would have really gone for more crossbows, I think, instead of the Narem. I love the Narem, I love the way they look, but up against dwarves, up against like sturdy Western Kingdoms of men, I just don't think the Narem are outputting enough damage. Their damage is of course not armor piercing, so you're just able to shunt it off. And now that the Narem have been grabbed in melee, maybe the Camels Chosen should have been rushed forward, and the crossbowmen, they should have maybe been sent forward into melee. to provide a few elites. Because, as I say, Yu's been fighting with his entire army on the front line here, whereas Rasmus has had these elites in the back lines, which is maybe not what he needed. Just got to get everything up there, I suppose. Oh, a lot of dead horses there and deers. Well, deer. What? I'm just looking at the minimap here. That's all weird. Like, but that doesn't show anything on the map. Oh, well, sorry. Distracted. And it's kind of funny. Like, that battle is almost done. And we're still staring at each other over here. Critch has spread his pikemen out, but a lot of kindred fire coming into them, and they are just going to be getting torn apart. And with the tightly packed Isengard infantry coming forward too, that's not going to be fun. Mithlon Lancers, I'm out of cavalry by this point, but these Mithlon Lancers have popped up, so all of my hidden Woodland Realm Patrol have appeared, and we are going to be opening fire into them. They might reach the Isengard Ballista, but we're wanting to make sure that even if they do get a charge against the Isengard Ballista, we're killing them. And actually, yeah, the range, the elven range actually caught Critch out there, and we moved up the Ballista a bit too far. And it's resulted in them getting shot by some arrows. But next, got a little bit too bold at coming at him with the Lancers, and he's going to pay for that. Come on, break. Shoot them a little bit more as they run. Maybe I should have maybe used fire arrows for this, because they're wavering. Oh, surely that's them broken. Bunch of Snaga appeared out of nowhere. No. Oh, well, they're going to get one more charge, but that's them gone. Even with my arrow fire coming to the back. Good stuff. That's them finished. They're not going to... Ooh, they're going to get out of there. Not too bad, actually, because they're running a great way. No, they're done. Lost far too many in that short time. I think they're shattered. Of course, in the later Total War games, you do actually see when a unit is totally shattered, but yeah. So I'm charging forward with my hero off here. I should have probably gotten them into spread formation. I don't know why I've got them so tightly packed like that. But we kind of just wanted to go in for the charge at this point. We've got 33 for 30. We're still behind, but which is a bit of a concern. But over on this end, it did kind of look like Yu was taking victory. Yeah, Yu's sort of... The Dragon's Breath cannon is still there, but I think he's probably got it holding fire right now. And the front line is almost entirely on our side. Dragon's Breath Guildman standing a little bit longer, but not really able to deal with the Legionnaires. And the Obsidian Guard are definitely beyond them. With a few throwing axes coming their way too is never fun. Halberd's just catching that last Warlord. And I think that, yep, the Dwarves of Erebor have routed off the men of Rhun. So with the Wade Riders coming back, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, he's seen that it's not worked out, so he's coming forward. Now, I love the Hyrioth, but the Lothlorien Guard are a bit above them, quite a bit above them. So we're going to do what we can up against them. We are elves at the end of the day, but the main goal is just to hold our ground against them for as long as we can. If we kill off a few, that's a good bonus. Charging my Hyrioth here right into some Lindon infantry. This is more their game, but the pikes providing support, that's going to be routing me off. Hyri Lang, whoa! Whoa, that was a good close range shot. Where the hell did that? Oh my god. Oh, well, come on. I think I was like screaming at you grab the Dragon's Breath cannon. Get it. Because that was an absolute massacre. I think he killed off a few of his Camels Chosen, but to be honest, worth it. Definitely worth it. The Camels Chosen are not... Well, they're having victory there, but no. I don't think that's going to last too long. So yeah, the Obsidian Guard rush forward. A few of them standing right in front of that cannon, just wanting to block it with their bodies, I suppose, if it tries to fire again. But jeepers sake, that was scary. Yeah. Anyway, back to this fight over here. So he's got a bit of a surround on me, but now that my Palace Guard have gotten thrown into the fight, they're being countered by the Blade Masters. But I really talk up the Blade Masters about how good I think they are. The Palace Guard might, I think the Palace Guard definitely have a good chance of beating them. Backed up by some Hyriek, and I'm just wanting to really fill up the front line. Both Lindon and Mirkwood have the ability as elves to bring quite a lot of numbers. But concerning next, it's gone a lot heavier into his Harlindon units rather than his Forlindon units. That's not really going to be the case here. You know, we really will be outnumbering them quite a bit. My Hyriek even going toe-to-toe with a few of the Blades of the Wood. This front line really has connected. This is one of the fights. It's been a while since we've actually seen this, in one of my videos anyway, but like a long front line. That's quite nice, and it's all connected too. That's really cool. Oh, Risky shot there, but it paid off. What's this one going to do? Okay, not too bad again. As I say, even hitting like one or two of the Watchers, or one or two of the Kindred, I think is worth it. So just coming through that and then hitting some Swordmasters in the back, well, behind them as well, is great. So the Spears of the Wood, definitely able to go toe-to-toe with the Clansmen. I'd say the Urkai Infantry are going to be a bit beyond them, though. But all in all, it looks like Critch is happy enough just having this bit of a bloodbath, letting his javelins come up and over, and his crossbows rattle in too. And I've got my Hiri Peng and my Woodland Realm Patrol close range, still got a lot of ammunition. I've not really had to do too much skirmishing today, so I'm able to just rattle off some point-blank shots into some important units in the back, as the 4 Lindon Marines. Got Cat scratching at the door again. I'm hoping she'll just relax, but probably not. That's not in her nature. So I've got my Ents thrown in up against the Swordmasters. Swordmasters are pretty damn good, but lacking AP, they really will struggle to scratch into the sturdy bark of the Ents. So we should be able to mince through quite a few of them. Those javelins as well. I'm trying to shoot as many of the javelins down as I can. Just limit their ability to do damage to me, because a good bit of javelin fire could ruin my day. The Wardens are coming on back. I think I don't know. We didn't actually see them fire, but I do remember watching them. And the issue with having this big, long front line like this is if you get Wardens on the flank, it could be over. So I've got my Wardens. Wardens of Elisterion versus Wardens of Amon Lank. I know who I'm betting on, but I need to get there first. And I actually think, yeah, so I've got my armor-piercing arrows from the Wardens, which usually I'd much prefer to go for a different target than this, maybe some Noldor units, but I need to stop that unit right now. So they're going to be taking my attention. Some Axgard grabbing the Narim here. What Rasmus really wants to do here is just buy time. Like, he's killed a lot of dwarves, but the best thing for him to do now is just, as I say, buy time for his allies. Very slowly walking away from each other. That's kind of strange. They're in shield wall formation too.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
Good, securing that cannon, breaking it too, just for added benefit. I think the axe throwers might have done that. It's quite strange to quite difficult to actually get that done. But no, that looks like it's finished over there, which leaves us at 58 for 65. So we've been climbing ahead quite quickly, but these Wardens could very easily tip the scales, especially because they're going to be shooting me from the right side. So my shields aren't going to be coming into play. So all of my arrow fire is coming into them now. Everything that I can get shooting at them. Yeah, Noldor and Guard there, having a bit of trouble up against my Elders, but or my Elven King Palace Guard. Where are my Elders of the Elven King? I don't think I've got them launched into the fight yet. My Wardens have to come forward to provide a bit more rigidity to this line that is very quickly vanishing. Fighting over here too. I'm a bit stronger here where the Ents have been chewing through enemy pikemen. And now we're able to get around the outnumbered Lothlorien front line. I'm down to half of my forces now. I got my Woodland Realm Patrol, just wanting to slam into the Lordan Spears. They looked like they were trying to get a bit of a flank on and just wanted to stop that, but I am getting shot at now by somebody. If I was Hulapuro, I would have maybe launched these Watchers into the fight right now, but yeah, General's not in there, so I need to get some more elite units up in the front because we've got our elite units there. The right side, though, is where we're really struggling. These Dunlending Berserkers are not really the type of unit you want to be going toe-to-toe with the Swordmasters, but they are locked morale. I was going to say they're elite. They're not really elite, but let's say they're locked morale, and they are a heavy amount of damage. So when they do hit, they're going to hit hard. The Nazhai have come around by themselves, go toe-to-toe with the Blade Masters and the Spears of the Wood. So yeah, this is going to be quite an easy fight for the Nazhai. And some Bane Guard as well over here. So Critch really has gone for the long flank with his elite units on his left, on the enemy left flank. Is that the general? Has Critch put his general in with the Berserkers? No, it's not. That's just the captain of the unit. He's just distanced himself a bit. Yeah, definitely. He must be in with the Nazhai. Don't know where he is though. We'll keep an eye out for him. Blade Masters, they're a good counter to the Nazhai, and they should have a decent sort of cost-effective trade but anything you throw at the Nazai is going to be defeated, unless it is a pure elite unit. And that's something that Lothlorien kind of struggles with in terms of their melee. You know, I don't think they really have any. Are the Guardians 2 hit points? I think they are. Anyway, we've got some crossbowmen that have come over this way, try to battle against some of my Hiri Elf. So it's nice I get to kill some Easter men today too. Hiri Lang here going toe-to-toe with 4 Lindon Marines. Definitely not as competent in a melee infantry engagement as the Harlindon Marines are. They're spearmen once they use up their javelins, so they'll be getting minced quite quickly. But we've still got 51 Blade Masters, the absolute sturdy boys as they are, really just not wanting to go down. They've chewed through my Palace Guard, chewed through my Wardens of Amon Lank, and they've no doubt got some more fighting to be done. Guildsmen here, definitely going to be enough, along with some of these Noldoran Guard, definitely going to be enough to deal with these last 2 Palace Guard. Hopefully we'll kill off a few more of the Noldoran though. Wardens though, after all of the range fire that I poured on them, there's only 8 of them left. So I felt pretty comfortable with that. Yu has arrived really with the scraps of his Dwarven army, but every little is going to help right now when he does get here. We weren't too worried about, you know, making him rush, because we knew if we were going to lose this fight here, there was going to be such a small amount of the enemy left. It wasn't one of these situations where you need your ally to arrive mid-fight, or you were going to lose. This was one of these situations we were pretty sure, like, even if we're done, you can do a one-on-one fight with whatever's going to be left. And we've still got the Cav supremacy. Critch was very careful with his Champions of the White Hand, so he can come in and just slam these guys around and really mop up what's left. And in a nice open area, he'll be able to just cycle charge the Noldoran Blade Masters and deal with them slowly. And it looks like that is a bit of a rout from Lothlorien. Elder Council still remaining. Bane Guard coming in to change that fact though. Let's get that charge. Yeah, a lot of damage there from those heavy maces and hammers and axes. This guy's got a big axe there. And they will be wiped. Spears of the Wood actually showing some good morale from those guys. They've been surrounded for some time, but they're still fighting. Great resilience too. Yeah, but that's what you'd want from spearmen. Sword Masters here. Yeah, they've killed through heaps of those Dunlending Berserkers. Only 18 of them left. Nazhai trying to deal with this last Blade Master, who is frantically kicking around to try and deal with these guys. But he might get one more kill if he's able to, but no. Oh, no, he parried that. Well done. Backstab, though? No? Okay. And we'll just sort of watch over him as he tries to fend off the Nazai. He's standing his ground really well, but that's what you would expect from an Elven Swordmaster. Even a lower quality one, like the Gladrun Blade Masters. No, when I see lower quality, I mean in comparison to the Loran Swordmasters. But that is him finally defeated. Pushing through there, Berserkers crashing into... I don't know what these guys were. Oh, the Kirith Amroth Rangers? Kirin Amroth Rangers. I think that's what Lothlorien has. Lothlorien, as I always say, is my least played faction. So I don't know too much about them. Watch the Golden Wood running off there. Trying to have a look. I'm wondering where they've got any holdouts. I think once again it's going to come down to the Blade Masters, but we're going to be victorious against them here, surely. Surrounded on both sides by elves, much lower quality elves, dark elves, you could say, but we will mince through them little by little. Anything else I've got? Because I'm going to need some elite units here. Axe Guard are going to come in. They're going to be able to get through the armor, but they're probably still going to be defeated. Where are my Elders of the Elven King? Oh, Blacklock Engineers, still with their ammunition. I don't think he was able to get into a great position. When he was up against Rhun, I think he just... Wait, you're not going to fire into that force, are you? Don't do this, you. You're going to get a lot more friendly fire than you are enemy kills. No. This isn't a good idea. What is he doing? He's reloading. No? No, his men are just turning around. Okay, no, because if he tries to fire at the bloody... Oh! Oh, wow, those Blade Masters died real fast. I guess their hit points had just been eradicated. But yeah, cool. So as I say, I think that overall that was definitely one of my most enjoyable 3v3s on 0.97. It was pretty damn close, I'd say. Good cavalry scraps early on, and I think it was down to, I suppose, the charge to deal with that Isengard ballista. And I love it when you see trolls do that sort of like cheering animation where they drop down to their knees and stuff. I think it's my favorite when Ents do it. Do I have an Ent alive? I don't think I do. No, when you see the Ents celebrating and stuff like that, or like Snaga just like cheering away. Oh, I've still got all my elders actually. I think they were really using up all of their ammo. But no, just nice and careful with them. Gotta keep the king safe. Where are you guys charging off at? There's a few scraps somewhere, no doubt. Chasing off some of these guys with the Bane Guard and the Nazai and the pikes. But yeah, so I think it generally came down to just kind of us winning the cavalry, the resilience of the dwarves. So we were able to just kind of not have to worry about that. You know, you really arrived toward the end. I think he was still very beneficial, and it's definitely it takes your attention away when you're constantly thinking about an enemy coming in from your flank. Yeah, no elders killed today, so that's good. 84 killed all from their ranged fire. Palace Guard there, they were fighting up against some really damn good units, so I don't really mind about that kill count. Hirioth, I was a bit bold with those 2 units. Yeah, I don't know why I really did that sort of charge all by themselves. I was lucky they didn't rout, in all honesty. Hiri Lang there, 177, that's pretty nice. Keep in mind I'm fighting fellow elves, so, it is what it is. Hiriek, wow, 129 from them. That's some good stuff for a spear. Wardens of Amon Lank, kind of would have wanted a bit more from them in melee, but up against Lindon with a big axe, I really should have had them targeting the Noldor and Guard. I don't know why I charged them in where I did. That was a bit silly. Woodland Realm Patrol, great kills from them, as you'd want from your archers, and then of course throwing them into the fight. They're competent at that, and as well from the Hiri Peng, 162, good stuff. Bows of Imendweir, I definitely don't think they got all of their ammunition spent. I think they got caught a bit too early by the horse lords. I was probably just losing micro on them. Sindar there really needed a good unit to go toe to toe with the horse lords, but I ended up just getting javelined to pieces by the Mithlond Lancers. It's a really cool tool that the Mithlond Lancers have to just scare away melee cavalry. That's why it's fun to like counter them with units like the maidens and stuff like that, where you can just chase them and throw javelins at them. But they're low armor, you don't really feel it's worth it sometimes. But hey, Ents there, 177, so I'm happy with that. Good. I feel I chose some good targets for the Ents. Kept them out of. Well, I guess that's the case. Like in terms of armor piercing, all Lindon really has is their javelins, which ranged fire is really tricky to target things like Ents and Trolls, because of course they are much smaller than their model makes them seem. So yeah, okay, yeah, maybe the Ents are a bit of a struggle, but I'll have a think. I'm not too sure what would be a good counter for Lindon. Really close amount of kills between myself and Critch, but of course his heavy numbers really helping us through there. Great to bring the Isengard Ballista, because it really does. It keeps. It gives you the power, So they'd have to have moved up toward us to shoot us, really, or fight us in melee. And really risky having both the Berserkers and the Nazai on the left flank. I would have maybe had them together, but I think he did a pretty decent job with it all. Of course it worked out. They hit the good morale of those sturdy, well-trained Urukai, saw them through it. And on the right there, good stuff from Yu, a big heavy numbers army. I was a bit worried about, he actually outnumbered the runic forces. That's pretty cool to see for a dwarf. But Erebor can definitely take a lot of boys. They can really spam out the Ironfoot warriors and stuff like that. But he had a lot of Erebor legionnaires too. So hey, all in all, yeah, just really relying on that sturdy dwarven armor to pull him through. Rasmus, I don't really think Rasmus did anything wrong. I think it was a case of it's always a struggle with micro when the enemy does come charging at you like that, but could have been a bit more on point with the cavalry, you know, like more cycle charging, and I think that could have really turned it around for him, because, you know, but a lot of that cavalry was just stuck in place for a bit too long. And then we also talked about throwing the elite units into melee. Units like Camel's Chosen are never really going to be able to kill that many dwarves, just as I say, that sturdy armor and the lack of AP, but they provide rigidity. They take a long time to kill, and they will rack up some kills anyway. And same with the Dragon's Wrath crossbows. You know, they're 2 hit points at the end of the day, so if you get them stuck into the fight with their big swords, you know, they can mess some people up. So I think I'd like to have seen what would have happened if they got thrown in, to just hold back the dwarves for a bit longer. But amazing shot there from the Dragon's Wrath cannon, and it's just like the Isengard ballista, the Dragon's Wrath cannon forced the enemy to be on the offensive, forced Erebor to attack them. And next there, yeah, I don't really think Next did anything wrong, apart from maybe that bold charge up against the Isengard ballista. That could have that was a bit curtains, but overall though I think it was pretty decent. Really destroyed my cavalry without too much issue, and countered my attacks quite nicely, I say, apart from the Ents, but I don't know what I would have done to counter the Ents. So yeah, really scary from the Warden's Vale Asterion too. That they did do a lot of damage, but they could have really turned the tide of the battle altogether. And Holopura there with the most kills in his team, mincing through a lot of orcs and wild men, of course, though, so it's a bit different than killing dwarves and elves, but still quite nice. It was good that he lunged forward quite nice and early on. Definitely messed us up, because we kind of, even though I was playing as an elf, we underestimated the range of elven archers. That was a bit of a spooky thing for us, but he did a good job. And as I say, maybe just throwing the elite units into melee. Once again, it's never something you want to do, but I think when you see the enemy, when you see your enemy like using their elites, you have to use yours. You have to send yours in too. And I think that, you know, had the Watchers of the Golden Wood and the Kindred gotten stuck into melee a little bit earlier, that could have really broken the Wild Man charge. But all in all, I think, you know, when I was playing it, I think you always get a lot more fun when you're playing with your friends. Like, you know, Critch and you have known these guys for years, so it's always nice to just muck about with them. And I'd say this is probably going to be the last. It's either going to be the last or it'll be the second last battle that I put up for 0.97. So if you've got any new content, feel free to send it to me now. I'll be ready for it. Thanks so much.